Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Saguaro High School in Scottsdale. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage of Saguaro SaberCats varsity baseball. Game number 3 on the season for Saguaro, and their first home game of the 2013 season. And today they host the Gilbert Tigers. Each of these teams playing in the Scottsdale Invitational Tournament. Gilbert comes in with a pool record of 1 win and 2 losses. And Saguaro looking for their first win, sitting at 0-2 on the season. And a ground ball from the leadoff hitter over to the left side, and that's off the SaberCat third baseman, and the leadoff hitter is aboard. That's Manuel Tapia for the Gilbert Tigers. And so he is aboard at first base. And the batter is Caden Tomlinson.
Batting for the Tigers, center fielder number 4, Tomlinson.
And the report that I got in Gilbert is that they're a team that's going to hit the ball. Not going to have any trouble getting guys on base and scoring runs. The question is how well they'll be able to throw it during the season as Tomlinson takes the first pitch for ball 1. So Tapia, the right fielder, leads off. He's over at first base. Tomlinson batting second, playing center field. Dustin Peterson's the shortstop. He bats third. And the runner goes. The ball hits sharply out to short. They'll only have one play, and that's to first base, and the throw is in time. And the first out is recorded for Saguaro. 6-3 on the ground out for Tomlinson as Tapia moves to second base, and it does bring up Dustin Peterson. So Peterson, the shortstop, batting third. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Jack Zellner. Josh Moore bats fifth and plays left field. In the sixth spot is the second baseman, Travis Goodwin. Brock Klein is the DH, and he bats for the catcher, Zach Reamer. Justin LaForce plays third base and bats eighth. And rounding out the Tiger order is the starting pitcher, Matt Porter. Speaking of starting pitchers, it's Stephen Gifford who gets the call for Saguaro here in Game 3 on the season. And his first one to Peterson hits him. And so Peterson is aboard at first base, and now 2 on with 1 out for the cleanup hitter, Jack Zellner. Now, Gilbert has participated in this Invitational tournament the last few years, and of course, the two teams played here 2 years ago, and then last year, Saguaro on the road at Gilbert. And going after the first one is Zellner, and he lifts it foul and out of plate on the left field side.
Batting fourth for the Tigers, first baseman number 20, Zellner.
It's a 2 aboard with 1 out for Gilbert in the top of the first inning. I mentioned Gifford pitching. Shane Stansbury gets the start today behind the plate. And the infield for Saguaro, Jack Jeffries at first. Ben Lagusa starts at second. The shortstop, Turner Lace, and at third base is Brett Adams. As the next one is outside, and it's a ball and a strike. And the SaberCats with an outfield of JT Nettleton in left, Luke Eichste in center, and Michael Bloom in right. Another one fouled back and out of play, and the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2, that's swung on and missed, and Zellner is out on strikes. First strikeout for Gifford, second out of the inning for the Tigers in the top of the first. And the batter is Josh Moore. And Gifford steps off. And the first one to Moore is waved down and missed for strike 1. And another swing and a miss. And Gifford gets ahead of Moore. No balls and 2 strikes. Two aboard, 2 outs, top of the first. And the 0-2 pitch swung on, just getting a piece of it there as Moore to stay alive.
Josh, sit back and drive the other way now, kid. Drive left center.
And that went over the outside corner, a called third strike, and Gifford pitches around first inning trouble. And Gilbert does not score in the first. No runs, no hits, an error, a hit batter, 2 runners left on. And after happening a play, it's the Tigers nothing and the SaberCats coming up. Shane Stansbury leads it off for the SaberCats in the bottom of the first inning and takes the first pitch high for ball one from Matt Porter. And the 1-0 pitch. And that one's pulled foul outside of third base, and the count goes to 1-1. So Stansbury leads off for the SaberCats. He's catching today. Turner Lace bats second and plays shortstop. Luke Eichste hits third in center field. Brett Adams fourth at third base. Then Jack Jeffries at first bats fifth. Matt Mara is the DH as the next one is low. 2 balls and a strike. So Mara bats sixth as the DH. Stephen Gifford, the pitcher, is seventh. The number 8 hitter, the right fielder, Michael Bloom. And JT Nettleton in left field bats ninth. And that pitch over for a strike to Stansbury, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Porter looking in as Reamer goes through the signs, the 1 and the 2-2. And that's bounced in there for a ball, and the count runs full. Porter's thrown 1 inning so far in the first 3 games for the Tigers and took the loss. 0-1 on the season, an ERA of 14, 3 hits, a walk, and a strikeout in his inning of work. As that one is fouled to the screen, Stansbury has to throw the bat out there but stays alive. Just getting going here, bottom of the first inning, no score. SaberCats with their 2013 home opener. Of course, that was supposed to have been this past Wednesday against Arcadia, but because of weather, that game postponed. And a swing and a miss. Stansbury down on strikes, and there's 1 away for Turner Lace. And that game against Arcadia, again, was originally scheduled for this past Wednesday. It has been rescheduled, as I mentioned a few times. And that'll be played right back here at Saguaro tomorrow at 3:45. And then that'll wrap up pool play in the Scottsdale Invitational once all the scores are reported from tomorrow's action. And then Saguaro will know their game assignment for Saturday as Lace tries to bunt his way on and bunts it foul on the third base side. Each of the Tiger defense, Moore, Tomlinson, and Tapia in the outfield, left to right. LaForce, Peterson, Goodwin, and Zellner in the infield, third to first. And Raymer catching Porter. And there's a ground ball. That's a base hit through the hole and into left field. And the SaberCats have a base runner in the bottom of the first inning.
Batting third for the SaberCats, number 15, center fielder Luke Eichste.
Lace with the single on at first base, and it brings up Luke Eichste. Here's Porter with the send as he checks over to first. He's going to throw it that way, and diving back is Lace. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the first inning, no score from Saguaro High School. Porter with the send again. Checks over to first base in the pitch. And that's a line drive, and that's into left field. Another base hit, so the SaberCats with back-to-back base hits after a strikeout start of the inning. And Saguaro with 2 aboard and 1 away for the cleanup hitter, Brett Adams.
Third baseman, number 5, Brett Adams.
So Lace and Eichste continue hot hitting as Turner had a couple of base hits on Saturday, including a 2-run single late in the ball game. Eichste 3 for 4 on the day Saturday. Each of them with a base hit to start it off here against Gilbert. Flip-flop of positions for Stansbury and the man at the plate now, Brett Adams. As Adams started the first 2 games behind the plate for the SaberCats with Stansbury at third. And there's a high fly ball hit pretty well down the line in left field. Moore going over, reaches up, and it's off his glove. And that's going to bounce to the fence. And Lace being waved around, and he is thrown out at the plate. SaberCats trying to sneak one in there, and Lace is thrown out as more, and then the relay throw right on the money. And the SaberCats run into a second out here in the inning. Ikes ends up at second. Adams aboard at first, and the batter is Jack Jeffries.
Number 6, Jack Jeffries.
And a pitch over for a strike to Jeffries. Send the check of the runner at second base. The turn back, but no throw. Two on with 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, no score. And a breaking ball bounced in there, blocked nicely by the catcher, Raymer, and the count goes to 1-1. Porter with the 1-1. And that's over for a strike. And it's 1-2 on Jack Jeffries. Going back to that last play, you know, Lace out at second base had to wait to see if that ball was going to be caught in left field. Moore had to go a long way to get over there. And it went off of his glove, and Lace had to wait. Once that happened, then he was able to take off as Jeffrey swings and misses, and he strikes out to end the SaberCat first inning. For the SaberCats in the first, no runs, 3 hits, and 2 runners left on base after an inning of play. There's no score. Travis Goodwin, the Gilbert second baseman, leading off here in the second inning, and takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Goodwin, Klein, and LaForce for the Tigers. The 1-0. That's high and also outside. 2 balls and a strike. I make it 2 balls, no strikes, I beg your pardon. Gifford ready in the 2-0 pitch. And that went off the handle, foul on the first base side. Now 2 balls and a strike. So Saguaro back at it tomorrow at home against Arcadia. And then off until Friday when they open PowerPoint play against the Seton Sentinels. Goodwin takes a strike, and it's 2-2. And the 2-2. And a fly ball hit pretty well out to center field. Ice, he's going to put his head down and just run for the fence, and it bounces up against the base of the fence. Goodwin will stop at second base, and it's a leadoff double for the Tigers in inning number 2.
Now batting the DH, number 32, Klein.
So Goodwin on at second, and the batter Brock Klein, the Tiger DH today. First one to Klein outside for ball 1. That's the first base hit of the game for the Tigers. They had a couple of base runners in the first inning, one by way of an error, the other one hit by a pitch. And now Gifford sets, and the pitch, it's just outside, and it comes off the glove of Stansbury, but not far enough for Goodwin to take off from second base. And the count goes to 2-0. Look back to second base, and a 2-0 from Gifford. And a ground ball to the right side. Good bit of hitting there to get that ball to the right side. Make sure you get that runner over to third, and Gilbert does even better with the sharp single. So Klein aboard at first with a base hit. Goodwin goes to third, and with nobody out, the batter is Justin LaForce.
Now batting the third baseman, number 34, LaForce.
Well, each team had their opportunities in the first inning. Gilbert 2 aboard with 1 out, but back-to-back strikeouts ended their inning. And Saguaro had a runner thrown out at the plate on 3 straight base hits. And the first one to LaForce takes it over the outside corner for strike 1. Adams even with the bag at third. Jeffries, of course, holding Klein on at first. And a swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Gifford sets the 0-2. And a breaking ball, that's hit on the ground of the right side. The throw goes to second where they get a lead runner, but a run is in for Gilbert. Jeffries threw down to second base. At least had to make a nice play on a ball that bounced a few feet in front of him. 3-6 on the force out, retires Klein. For the force aboard on an RBI fielder's choice as Goodwin came in to score, and Gilbert leads Saguaro 1-0. And the batter is Matt Porter. So runner at first with 1 out and a run in for the Tigers in the top of the second. Porter trying to bunt his way on and pushes it just foul on the first base side. And Porter with a swing and a miss. Now no balls and 2 strikes. Gifford ready in the 0-2. A swing and foul ball there as Stansbury not able to hang on. Porter stays alive. A run with a couple of hits for the Tigers here in the second inning, and they lead Saguaro 1-0. And that one on the inside corner. Porter turns away from it, but plate umpire says strike 3, and that's the second out of the inning.
I'm batting a leadoff hitter, in the right fielder spot, number 12, Tapia.
Now Tapia, who reached on an error his first time up. And the first 1-2, Tapia high for ball 1. LaForce at first base with 2 away, a run in for the Tigers. Yeah, that one called a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Gifford looks over to first base. The 1-1. It's off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. We've got updated standings here in the Scottsdale Invitational. We'll get that to you a little bit later on as that pitch is fouled out of play over on the right side. And the count's 2-2. The 2-2 from Gifford. And a ground ball foul outside of first. One of the big problems Saguaro had in the loss on Saturday at Sunrise Mountain was retiring the leadoff hitter. They did it just once in the 7 innings on Saturday. And now 2 innings here against Gilbert, both times leadoff hitter aboard by way of an error in the first inning and then a double here in the second. The runner goes on the 3-2, and the pitch foul without a play. Let's see if Gifford throws to first this time. He does not. The runner goes, and the ball again is slapped foul on the right side and out of play. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat coming up. And it is low for ball 4. So Tapia works a walk. He reaches for the second time. And that pushes LaForce to second base, and it brings up Caden Tomlinson. Tomlinson grounded out to Lease at short his first time up. He takes the first one over the outside corner for strike 1. The 1 strike. Left up a little bit there, and it's 1-1. 2 on with 2 outs. A run in for the Tigers. They lead Saguaro 1-0 as they bat in the top of the second. And a ball popped up left side of the infield. Adams going back, but it'll be Lace on the outfield grass. And Turner reaches up to make the catch, and the side is retired. But Gilbert gets a run in the top of the second inning, and after an inning and a half, it's Gilbert 1 and Saguaro 0. Matt Mara, the DH, gets things started for the SaberCats in the second. And takes outside for ball 1. Gifford and Bloom to follow for Saguaro. The next one outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0. It's outside, 3 balls and no strikes. 3 base hits and 2 strikeouts for Saguaro in the first inning. And the pitch misses for ball 4. So Mara walks. And it brings up Stephen Gifford.
Batting for the SaberCats, the pitcher number 23, Stephen Gifford.
The right-hander Porter ready in the first pitch off the end of the bat, but hit into left field. And played out there by Moore. He didn't have to move very much at all. Puts it away for out number 1. So interesting there. You start the inning. Porter walks Mara on 4 straight, and then Gifford comes up and swings at the first pitch. Now with Mara still at first and 1 out, the batter is the right fielder Michael Bloom. First one to Bloom over for a strike. See him put his right hand up asking for time, and the plate umpire wouldn't give it to him. The 0-1 misses outside, maybe low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. SaberCats trailing Gilbert 1-0, batting in the bottom of the second. The 1-1. That's outside. 2 balls and a strike. And the next one to Bloom over for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Mara aboard at first base with 1 out. And Porter will throw to first, and Mara dives back. Talking a little bit about that game on Saturday, Saguaro definitely had their chance as they led 9-6 going to the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a line drive, and just off the glove of the shortstop, Peterson with a great effort, but just off the end of the glove and into left field, and it's a base hit. So Bloom singles, Mara goes to second, and with one out, the batter is JT Nettleton.
Batting for the SaberCats, the left fielder, number 1, JT Nettleton.
Nettleton ready to get in there as Porter tries to refocus here. And a slow tapper foul on the third base side. I remember JT had a good game on Saturday, 3 for 4. And after being retired on a bunt attempt his first time up, he went single, double, triple in 3 at-bats late in the ball game over at Sunrise Mountain. The set for Porter in the 1-strike pitch. And Nettleton lays off. The pitch is high, and it's 1-1. And the next one over for a strike, and it's now 1-2 strikes on JT Nettleton. Shane Stansbury next for Saguaro. Porter looking back and steps off. And Porter ready again. 1-2 the count on Nettleton in the pitch. And a breaking ball pretty close there. Called a ball, and it's 2-2. And the 2-2 offering. That's over the outside corner, and that's a called third strike. You know, that last one was pretty close until you figure the next one, if it's really anywhere close, Nettleton need to be swinging the bat, and he takes strike 3. So 2 away in the inning. It's strikeout number 3 for Matt Porter, and the batter is Shane Stansbury. Stansbury struck out swinging his first time up, batting with a couple of men aboard and 2 away. And a breaking ball pulled foul on the third base side. Mara at second and Bloom at first with 2 away for Saguaro in the bottom of the second as they trail Gilbert 1-0. I'll look back to second for Porter. And the 1-strike pitch. And a ground ball. And that's picked up there by the third baseman, LaForce. He'll tap the bag at third, and the side is retired. A 5 and assisted retires Mara, and Stansbury out on the fielder's choice to end the second inning. No runs, a hit plus a walk. 2 runners left after 2. Saguaro trails Gilbert 1-0.
For 8, Peterson.
Dustin Peterson leads it off here in the third. And Gifford misses low and away for ball 1. And a ground ball foul outside of third, and the count goes to 1-1. Peterson hit by a pitch his first time up. The 1-1. And a hard hit ball out towards second, picked up on one hop, and a throw onto first base is in time. The leadoff hitter retired. Something we haven't been able to say a whole lot lately for the SaberCats. Peterson hits it sharply, but Lagousas plays the one hop and throws him out. And it brings up Jack Zellner. And the first 1-2, Zellner over the outside corner for a strike. Jack struck out his first time up. And a ball off the end of the bat, but into left field. And Zellner with a one-out base hit.
Batting for the Tigers, left fielder number 13, Moore.
And brings up Josh Moore. Moore 3 for 10 on the season coming into today's play anyway. A swing and a miss. He did strike out his first time, so 3 for 11 now on the season. 2 doubles, a homer, and 3 knocked in. Gifford misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Zellner aboard at first base, the third hit on the day for Gilbert. And he takes off as that ball is lifted down the left side, but it'll be fouling out of play. Now, ball and 2 strikes on Moore. Travis Goodwin next for Gilbert. And the 1-2. And that one fouled off at the plate. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Gilbert. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Saguaro. So we play in the top of the third. And another one fouled off. Final game of pool play for Gilbert here in the Scottsdale Invitational as that ball is hit well out to center field. There was a change in the Saguaro outfield, and we'll give that to you in a moment here as the catch is made in center field. A deep fly ball, but it's hauled in for out number 2. It's JT Nettleton now in center field for the SaberCats.
Now batting for the Tigers, number 10, second baseman, Goodwin.
He moves over from left field to center field, and now Nick Lubrani is in left field for the SaberCats. Luke Eichste out of the SaberCat lineup. With 2 away, the batter Travis Goodman. Goodman had a good start to the season. 5 for 10, a double, a homer, 5 RBI. And he doubled his first time up today, so puts him 6 for 11 on the season with 3 doubles. And the next one outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Zellner still at first base with 2 aways. We sit in the top of the third inning, 1-0 Gilbert. I mentioned the Tigers finished pool play today. As that one is fouled off, they count 2-1. They'll start PowerPoint play on Thursday when Gilbert travels to Red Mountain. They'll play again on Friday in PowerPoint action as they travel to Carl Hayden High School. And then, of course, the matchup game on Saturday to finish up this tournament. The next one a little bit low, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Check at the runner at first. The 3-1 pitch, not close, and it's ball 4. So Goodwin walks. Zellner pushed to second base, and the batter is Brock Klein. And we get a timeout from the SaberCat dugout, playing in the top of the third. 1-0 Gilbert. And the first one to Klein on the inside corner for a strike. Brock had a base hit his first time up. Now 2 for 7 on the season. And a ball fouled out of play on the right side. SaberCat pitchers have been pitching out of the stretch a bunch, as that ball will go to the backstop. And that'll move another runner into scoring position. So Zellner to third and Goodwin to second. But this is their 16th inning of pitching on the season. The SaberCat pitchers have had just one 3-up, 3-down inning. The next one high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. So Gifford able to get the strikeout to get out of the inning, and Gilbert is turned away. No runs, 1 hit plus a walk. 2 runners left on. The Tigers have stranded 6 through the first 3 innings. And we go to the bottom of inning number 3. Gilbert leading Saguaro 1-0. Turner Lace leads it off for Saguaro in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Takes the first pitch high. And a pitching change for Gilbert as Nick Story, the left-hander, on to pitch. There's a ground ball, and that takes a hop and gets over the glove of LaForce and down the line into left field. And Lace aboard at first base. A leadoff hit for the SaberCats.
The left fielder, number 2, Nick Lebrani.
Base hit number 5 in the day for Saguaro, and we'll see what they can do with a leadoff hit in the bottom of the 3rd. And Lebrani takes the first one high for ball 1. Again, he took over in the batting order for Luke Eichste in the last inning. Story, the left-hander, in relief for Gilbert. 0-1 on the season as Lebrani squares the bunt and bunts it straight back to the backstop, and it's 1-1. But an 0-1 record for Story, an ERA of 7. He's thrown 1 inning, allowed 2 base hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Again, Lebrani shows bunt. And this time he's going to get it down. Maybe. Nope, it's going to curl and go foul. Landed in fair territory on the grass, but with the spin, went foul on the first base side. And now the count moves to 1-2. Story checks over to first. And the pitch high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll get to the line for Matt Porter here in a moment as the 2-2 pitches upcoming from Nick Story. The runner goes, the pitch a ball, and now Lace hung up between first and second, so I don't know if that maybe is a missed sign there, but he got about a third of the way down and just slammed on the brakes. So caught stealing for the first out as the count goes to 3-2 on Lebrani. Saguaro's had trouble on the bases. Some of it from being aggressive, some of it, I guess, just making mistakes, but tough to give away the base runners. See if Lebrani can get it started here. The 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a foul tip into the glove, and that's a strikeout. So what started out as a promising inning with the leadoff guy aboard. Now a caught stealing and a strikeout, and the bases are empty with 2 away for Saguaro. Anyway, the starting line, or the line for the starting pitcher, I should say, Matt Porter, 2 innings pitched, no runs allowed, 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Does not pitch enough innings to qualify for the win, as Adams taps one back to the pitcher, Story, and he'll flip it on to first base, and that will retire the side. Leadoff base hit. The runner erased on the caught stealing, and Saguaro goes quietly in the third after 3 innings of play. SaberCats trail the Tigers 1-0. 8, 9, and 1 in the order for Gilbert in the 4th inning. And Justin LaForce leads off, takes the first pitch high for ball 1 from Nick Meservey as the SaberCats go to the bullpen. And next pitch high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Now LaForce drove in the only run of the ball game on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning as he takes the next one low, 3-0. He came to bat with runners at first and third and nobody out. Hit a ground ball to Jack Jeffries at first base, and Jeffries went to second to retire that runner, but a run came in. Now that pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. And that's going to miss for ball 4. LaForce still looking for his first base hit of the season, as he came into it 0 for 9. Now 0 for 10 with a walk. And Nick Story will bat for the first time. Story shows bunt and takes the first one high for ball 1. SaberCats got the leadoff hitter aboard in the bottom of the 3rd inning, tried to bunt him over and couldn't get it done. We'll see if Gilbert successful in the 4th, and Story takes strike 1. Story hitless so far this season, 0 for 6. Squares early, and the 1-1. Bunted off the end of the bat. That's foul and out of play, and they count 1-2. So here's how the teams stack up here in pool play in the Scottsdale Invitational. In Saguaro's pool, which is Pool B, Sunrise Mountain and Desert Mountain each sit at 3-0. And they're playing each other today over at Desert Mountain as that ball's popped up. Third base side into foul territory. Adams on the run. Not able to make the catch. That was going to be a tough play. That is back to the infield. And not able to bring it in. So with 2 strikes, they got to take, they don't have to, but they choose to take the bunt off. And Story swinging away, but he popped it foul. Anyway, so Sunrise Mountain and Desert Mountain playing today over at Desert Mountain. The winner of that one will win Pool B and presumably anyway will host the championship game on Saturday. Breaking ball and misses, and it's 2-2. Gilbert then in 3rd place right now at 1-2. Saguaro 0-2, and Arcadia 0-3. Meservey will throw to first, and the runner dives back. Over on the other side on Pool A, Notre Dame leads that pool, 2 wins and no losses. Desert Ridge 2-1, Centennial is 2-1, Cactus Shadows and Chaparral each 0-2. Another throw to first and the runner back. I always end up with a team or two in this tournament that struggles just because of the level of competition. And a team like that ends up going pretty deep. I think that happened with Mesquite. Kind of that same situation. And that pitch at the knees and a called third strike. So Story is out on strikes. And with 1 on and 1 out, back to the top of the order for Manny Tapia.
Now batting the right fielder, number 12, Tapia.
Nick Meservey making his second appearance of the season. He started the season opener on Thursday over at Desert Mountain. Nick went 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs all earned, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. And he threw 80 pitches on Thursday, and now he's back on in relief here on Monday. First one to Tapia over for a strike. And a breaking ball misses, and it's 1-1. Runner goes with the 1-1, a swing and a miss. Throw goes to second base, and just a little bit late out there at second, so a stolen base for LaForce. And now Meservey will try to hit the hitter. And a breaking ball. And that's fouled off. Tapia came in batting .500 with a couple of doubles and 2 RBI. 0 for 1 today and a walk. The 1-2 lays off the fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Check of the runner at second base. And the 2-2 pitch. On the inside corner for a called third strike. And Tapia, the second out of the inning, back-to-back strikeouts for Nick Meservey after a walk start of the 4th inning. And the batter is Caden Tomlinson. Tomlinson hitless so far on the season, 0 for 6, including his 0 for 2 today. And the first pitch is high for ball 1. A ground out to short in the 1st inning, and a pop out to short to end the 2nd. Look back to second of the 1-0 pitch. That's a fastball, and that's high. It's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that's a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Well, Sabercats want to get the out here against Tomlinson and want to face Peterson with a couple of runners on base or a run already in with another one on. And one just misses, and it's 3 balls and a strike. One 1-0 Gilbert. Tigers batting in the top of the 4th. And a 3-1. And that misses for ball 4. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, but now 2 walks. And Meservey will have to face Dustin Peterson with 2 aboard. And the first one from Meservey. And misses low for ball 1. Peterson hit by a pitch in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd. Came in 4 for 4 on the year, a double, a home run, and 3 RBI. That's at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1. And the look back and the 1-1. And a ground ball on the right side, picked up on a nice backhand by Jeffries, and he'll win the foot race to the bag to retire the side. Peterson grounds out to end the Tiger fourth inning. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, 2 left. Now 8 left on for the Tigers through 4 innings. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Gilbert leading Saguaro 1-0. 5, 6, and 7 for Saguaro in the bottom of the fourth. Jack Jeffries leads off and takes the first one high and outside for ball 1. Jack struck out to end the first inning. Next Story out for a second inning of relief for the Tigers. Missed high with the next one, 2 balls and no strikes. Matt Mara, Stephen Gifford to follow for Saguaro. And the next one outside and low, 3 balls and no strikes. And that went over for a strike, and it's 3-1. Story back to the line of the 3-1 pitch. Well, that looked maybe a bit inside there, but called a strike, and that runs the count to 3-2. And Story with the 3-2 pitch. And a high chopper out towards short. Peterson will field it on a hop and throw on to first base, and that's in time. I think that's a good decision there for Peterson. Comes charging in, able to play out on a high hop. If he waits even just a little bit more there, he's going to end up getting himself caught in between hops or having to try to play it on a very short hop. But he came charging in quickly and made the play. Now Matt Mara. Matt walked his first time up. And that went over for a strike. The 0-1. Fouled out of play. And the count goes to 0-2. The pitch. And another one fouled out of play on the first base side. One nothing Gilbert with Saguaro batting in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch from Story is outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Story still looking in there as Rimmer goes through the signs. And time called. The 1-2 pitch. And that's hit right back up the middle. That's into center field. And a base hit. So Mara aboard for the second time today. Now with a base hit and a walk on Saturday, as he went 1 for 3. Now Gifford with a runner at first and 1 out. And a high fly ball charging in the right fielder, Tapia. Makes the catch and going to throw back over to first base, and Mara just gets back.
Now batting the right fielder, number 11, Michael Bloom.
So 2 away with Mara still at first and the batter Michael Bloom. That hit from Mara, by the way, the 6th in the game for Saguaro. And now he's picked off. The throw goes down to second base, and Mara is out. 1-3-6 on the caught stealing. And another aggressive base running out for the SaberCats. No runs and a hit, and nobody left through 4. Saguaro trails Gilbert 1-0. Another pitching change for Saguaro as Brett Adams is on to pitch the 5th inning for the SaberCats. And the first one to Jack Zellner is high for ball 1. Meservey goes an inning, no hits allowed, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Next one close but called a ball, 2-0 the count. So with Adams coming in, that creates more changes for the SaberCats as Lebrani has come in from the outfield to play third base. Next one low, and it's 3-0. Bloom goes from right field to left field, and Stephen Gifford back in the ball game and in right field for Saguaro. And that pitch bounced in. A 4-pitch walk to Zellner, and he's aboard at first base. And the batter is Josh Moore.
Left fielder number 13, Moore.
And once again, the SaberCats having trouble keeping that leadoff hitter off the bases. And that ball's grounded foul. It's the 4th time in 5 innings that the leadoff hitter has reached. Adams with the 1 strike. And then misses for a ball, 1-1. We didn't talk about it as much. Didn't know it was going to be quite as big of an issue as it has been through 3 games, as this one is fouled back behind home plate, out of play. But even going back to the season opener on Thursday, Saguaro on the road at Desert Mountain, the leadoff hitter reached 3 of the 6 innings for the Wolves. The 1-2. Fouled out of play over on the third base side. And we stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Now, this is the 18th inning of pitching for Saguaro, and 13 times now out of 18 the leadoff hitter has reached. Runner goes. Fastball high and away. The throw to second base late. And the SaberCats get the leadoff hitter into scoring position by way of the steal. One 1-0 Gilbert, and now a chance for the Tigers to double up the lead here with the runner at second and nobody out. 2-2 they count on Moore with Goodwin inclined to follow. And the 2-2. And a ground ball that's on the right side, and that's into right field for a base hit. Gifford comes up throwing, the runner coming plateward, and not able to get the tag on. The throw up the line toward third base, and Stansbury not able to reach out to put the tag on. And Josh Moore comes through with an RBI base hit. So the single scores Zellner, and then as the throw comes plateward, Moore goes to second base. Still a runner at second base with nobody out, but now a run in for Gilbert, and they lead Saguaro 2-0. Travis Goodwin going after the first pitch and pulled it just foul on the third base side. Goodwin with a double and a walk in 2 trips today. And that ball hit pretty well out to right field. It's going to send Gifford back, still drifting back, and it's going to get over his head and go up to the fence. Stopping at third base is Moore, and now they got the runner hung up. And the SaberCats fortunate to get an out in that situation, as Goodwin thought Moore was going to be sent. He went way around second. He was more than halfway toward third when the throw got cut off. And so Moore at third base. Goodwin the first out, and the batter is Brock Klein. And actually, instead of Klein, it'll be a pinch hitter as John Souza will bat. Souza going after the first one, pops it up into foul territory, and that'll get out of play on the first base side. Now Adams with the set and the 1 strike. Fastball, that's high. Stansbury had to jump up, in fact, to keep that one from going to the backstop, and the count's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. It's bounced in there, and it's 2-1. The run in for Gilbert in the top of the 5th. They lead Saguaro 2-0. The 2-1. And a ground ball hit sharply. That's up the middle into right center field. And an RBI base hit for Souza. Another run in. And the batter is Justin LaForce. And that one hit up the middle, fielded at second, the out at second base, and the throw on to first. And that is in time. The Tigers hit into a double play to end the inning. 4-6-3 on the double play to retire the side. But a couple of runs in for Gilbert as they score twice on 3 base hits. And that will end the top of the 5th inning. Middle of the 5th, it's Gilbert 3 and Saguaro nothing. 8-9-1 for Saguaro on the bottom of the 5th, and Michael Bloom hits a long, loud strike down the left field side. Got way out in front of that one and yanked it well foul down the left side. No balls in his strike. Bloom with a base hit his first time up. Takes the next pitch high for a ball. Facing a new Gilbert pitcher. Austin Price is on to throw the 5th for the Tigers. Next pitch outside, 2-1. JT Nettleton, Shane Stansbury to follow for the SaberCats here in the 5th. Way out in front again. Yanked foul, and it's 2-2. And a high chopper. Peterson will charge and misplays it. That'll be an E6. As Bloom is aboard to begin the SaberCat 5th inning.
Now batting for the SaberCats, the center fielder, number 1, J.T. Nettleton.
And J.T. Nettleton with a runner aboard at first and nobody out. Well, the game changes a bunch, though. Just an inning ago, that would have been the tying run at first base with Saguaro down a run. Now they're down 3 runs, and so they got to look for the big inning. That was ruled a base hit for Bloom. Turn and a throw to first. Another turn and another throw to first base. Either way, whether it's a hit or an error, SaberCats need base runners, and they get the leadoff guy on. And the next pitch misses for a ball. Nothing Gilbert. Saguaro batting in the bottom of the 5th. And Nettleton trying to bunt, and he bunts it foul at the plate. Now Saguaro trying to set the table here with the bottom of the order. Swing and a miss. And so Nettleton down on strikes.
Now batting for the SaberCats, the catcher number 19, Shane Stansberry.
1 out for Shane Stansberry. I mentioned Price on to pitch here for Gilbert, and that means Story's day on the mound is done. 2 innings pitched, no runs allowed, 2 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. Again, a throw to first, and again, Bloom is back. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning, 3. Another throw over there. I understand, I guess you want to keep that runner close to the bag at first, but I don't know that Saguaro will try to run in this situation down 3 runs. But perhaps they will, we'll see. And the first one is Stansberry over for strike 1. Gilbert with a run in the 2nd inning and 2 runs in the 5th. Saguaro still out hitting Gilbert as SaberCats with 7 base hits, the Tigers with 6. And next one outside, and it's 1-1. Ball popped up into shallow right. This might be trouble. Going to be a long run, and it's out of the reach of the second baseman. Good one. And the SaberCats get another runner on base. So 2 aboard with 1 out for Turner Lace. And a line drive, and that's into center field for a base hit. Runner's going to be waved around. Here comes a throw to the plate. It's overthrown, and the SaberCats are on the board in the bottom of the 5th inning. Turner Lace with an RBI single brings home Michael Bloom, and it's 3-1. Nick Lebrani at the plate, and a balk is called. The base umpire with the call. And time called from the Gilbert dugout. And I think the question is whether or not time or if the ball had been put back into play. And maybe also, I guess, if the batter was in the box and ready to receive a pitch. But the play's going to stand as called, so the balk moves another runner into scoring position. Nick Lebrani at the plate with runners at second and third. 1 out of the inning, and the SaberCats down 3-1. And a ground ball, and that's through and into left field for a base hit. Another run is in, an RBI base hit for Nick Lebrani. And the SaberCats trail 3-2. At least for now, the balk is a big call because I don't know that they would have been able to send that runner if he had been at second base on that ball hit sharply into left field. So Lace at third, Lebrani at first for Brett Adams. 1 out in the inning, 2 runs in for Saguaro, and they're back to within a run. After Gilbert got 2 in the top of the 5th inning, the SaberCats have answered with 2 of their own in the bottom of the 5th. And a swing and a miss on a breaking ball for strike 1. Price checking the runners, and it's a pretty good lead over there at first base for Lebrani. And a chopper hit on the left side, cut off by the third baseman. The only play is to first, but it brings the run in for the SaberCats, an RBI ground out. And Saguaro has tied the game here in the 5th. It's a 3-run 5th inning for the SaberCats. Lace scores. Lebrani gets to second base. But an RBI ground out for Brett Adams.
For the SaberCats,
and now they go ahead and run in scoring position at second base. It'll take something with 2 outs here for Jack Jeffries. And a breaking ball to Jeffries over for a strike. Three runs in on 4 hits for the SaberCats here in the 5th. And the 0-1, and that hits Jeffries. So Jack goes to first base.
Now batting the designated hitter.
And the batter, Matt Mara. Mara with a walk and a single and 2 trips to the plate today for the SaberCats. Bullpen quiet here for Gilbert, so it's Price's inning to get through unless they go to one of their position players. First one, Mara on the outside corner, a strike. Lebrani at second, Jeffries at first with 2 outs in the inning. 3 runs across for the SaberCats as they have tied it up. We'll look back in the 0-1. And a ground ball to the right side. That's going to sneak through and into right field. Here comes the go-ahead run. And the ball bobbled out there in right field. And Matt Mara comes through an RBI base hit. It's a 4-run fifth inning for the SaberCats. And they lead Gilbert 4-3. Just a good piece of hitting there to push that ball through on the right side. They had Mara played a little bit to pull as the right fielder Tapia really over into right center. I don't know if it would have mattered even if he had been playing straight away, but it helped the situation for sure for the SaberCats.
Batting the right fielder, number 23, Stephen Gifford.
5 hits in the inning for Saguaro, 11 hits on the day. And the batter, Stephen Gifford. Price ready. And a breaking ball fouled off as Gifford got a piece of it. And now time called from the Tiger dugout. We play in the bottom of the 5th. Saguaro leads Gilbert 4-3. Throw to first base as during the Gilbert timeout, the SaberCats send in a pinch runner as Tyler Morgan runs at first base for Matt Mara. The set of the 1-strike pitch. This is high and outside, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's low. 2 balls and a strike. Now if Gifford reaches, the batter will be Michael Bloom. The set and the 2-1. Off the end of the bat and a fly ball into left field. And Moore is there to make the catch and retire the side. But a good inning for the SaberCats. In fact, their best inning of the season. They score 4 times in the 5th inning, and they do it on 5 base hits. After 5 innings of play, Saguaro leads Gilbert 4-3. Then we go to the 6th inning of play, and a couple of changes as get a new hitter for Gilbert, and it's Chris Smith. And Smith took the first pitch high for a ball, the next one over for a strike, and it's 1-1. He faces a new Saguaro pitcher as Stephen Wright is on for the first time this season. And the next one down a bit, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So got a new first baseman in the ball game for Saguaro as Dominic Bergs takes over at first base. There's one over for a strike, and it's 2-2. Nine, 1-2 for the Tigers here in the 6th. The 2-2. Breaking ball outside. 3-2. And a 3-2. And a ground ball foul outside of third. The 3-2 pitch. And he missed it for ball 4. a leadoff walk, and again, the
Now hitting for the Tigers, the leadoff hitter,
difficulty
number 12,
in
right
retiring the
fielder,
leadoff
Tapia.
hitter continues for SaberCat pitchers. That's 14 out of 19 innings now that the leadoff hitter has reached. And Manny Tapia. The bunt on, he bunts it back to the pitcher who underhands to first base, and they get the out as right flips to Bergs, and there's one away. Well, the first 1-2 Tomlinson fouled out of play. Runner at second base with one out. Tomlinson 0 for 2 with a walk today. The one strike pitch now instead of turn back to second. Brett Adams, the third pitcher anyway in the ballgame for Saguaro. An inning of work, 3 hits allowed, 2 runs both earned. As Tomlinson tries to bunt his way on it, he's down on the count 0-2. So Stephen Wright, the fourth pitcher used. Gifford went the front 3 for Saguaro. Meservey the fourth, Adams the fifth, and now Wright on to pitch the sixth. The 0-2. And that one fouled down the left side. Top of the sixth inning, 4-3 Saguaro. Game 3 on the season for the SaberCats, the fourth game of the year for the Gilbert Tigers. Breaking ball just about got Tomlinson. Check back to second base, the 1-2 pitch. And another breaking ball, this one fouled off. Gilbert with a run in the second and 2 in the fifth. Saguaro got all 4 of their runs in the bottom of the fifth. And a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. The very dangerous Dustin Peterson in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Turn back to second again, but none of the middle infielders near the bag. And a fly ball at pretty well out to left field. Bloom back there with the catch, and the runner will hold at second base. Tomlinson flies out for the second out of the inning, and it does bring up Dustin Peterson with a runner at second and 2 away.
Now batting for the Tigers, the shortstop, number 8, Peterson.
Dustin Peterson 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch, but the 2 outs were allowed outs. Both on the right side of the infield. And he's hit by the pitch. You don't necessarily want to put the go-ahead runner on, but with first base open, not such a bad situation to have that happen. Put Peterson aboard and go after Jack Zellner. And the first pitch to Zellner on the outside corner is strike. Zellner struck out in the first inning, singled in the third, walked, stole a base, and scored in the fifth. Lays off a pitch. And the count now 1-1. 4-3 Saguaro. Gilbert batting in the top of the sixth with 2 aboard and 2 out. Right with the 1-1. Instead, he turns back to second. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball just misses away. 2 balls and a strike. And the next one. Foul back out of play, and it's 2-2. SaberCats sent 9 to the plate in the bottom of the fifth inning. They scored 4 times on 5 hits. They'll have 8, 9, and 1 due up in the bottom of the sixth inning. And he went around on the pitch there, going after the breaking ball. Zellner strikes out, and Wright pitches out of some trouble in the sixth inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, a hit batter, and 2 left on. That's 11 runners left on base through 6 innings for Gilbert. And we head to the bottom of the sixth. Saguaro leading Gilbert 4-3. First one of Michael Bloom. Misses for ball 1. Bloom, Nettleton, and Stansbury schedule a hit for the SaberCats in the sixth. Ball pulled foul on the third base side, and it's 1-1. Bloom led off the fifth inning with a base hit. And takes a strike on the outside corner, and the count's 1-2. Right to the line of the 1-2 pitch. And a fly ball out to right center field. And that's brought in by Tomlinson for the first out. Bloom retired for the first time.
Now batting for the SaberCats, the center fielder, number 1, J.T. Nettleton.
And the batter, J.T. Nettleton. Nettleton called out on strikes in the second, struck out swinging in the fifth. And lines a ball into center field, but that hangs up for Tomlinson to make the catch, and there's 2 down.
Now batting for the SaberCats.
Back to the top of the order for Shane Stansbury. The first one to Stansbury misses for ball 1. 2 outs, base is empty. Bottom of the sixth inning, Saguaro leading Gilbert 4-3. And a fly ball to center field. Tomlinson's got a chance to make all 3 plays. And he does just that as he puts that one away in deep center field. And it's a quiet 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the sixth inning. Just 7 pitches required for Austin Price, and we'll go to the 7th inning. Gilbert sending up 5, 6, and 7 in the order, trailing Saguaro 4-3. Josh Moore, the leadoff hitter for Gilbert in the top of the 7th inning. Trying to bunt his way on and bunts through it for strike 1. Next one foul to the backstop. And Moore falls behind 0-2. Moore, Goodwin, and Souza scheduled to bat for Gilbert. We'll see if they've got changes here in the 7th. Moore with an RBI base hit his last time up, 1 for 3 today. The 0-2. And a breaking ball, fouled off. And the 0-2. Oh, a check swing. He went around. The ball gets in the dirt and gets away. And the leadoff hitter aboard again. Bad break that time for Saguaro, but Moore is on at first base representing the tying run. The batter is Travis Goodwin. And Goodwin hit by a pitch. Not what Saguaro wants to do here for sure, as now the tying run is in scoring position at second. The go-ahead run at first base. And the batter, John Souza. Souza trying to bunt, puts it down in front on a nice bunt, and Stansbury has to throw it to first base. They get the out, but the runners move up 90 feet. 2-4 on the sacrifice. Moore to third and Goodwin to second. And the batter, Justin LaForce. SaberCats bring the infield in on the grass. First one, a fastball, and it's way outside, ball 1.
Now batting the third baseman, number 34, LaForce.
Second and third with 1 out. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second in the top of the 7th. And the next one outside, 2 balls and no strikes. There's a ground ball, and they got the throw to the plate, and out at the plate. And the tying run is cut down at the plate on a chopper over to first. Jeffries back in the ball game, and he threw a strike to Stansbury. 3-2 on the out of Moore at the plate for the second out. Goodwin goes to third. LaForce aboard on the fielder's choice. And the batter is Chris Smith.
The catcher, number 17, Smith.
And the first one to Smith is high for ball 1. Tying run at third base. The go-ahead run now over at first. Tigers down to their final out, though, here in the 7th. The 1-0. And a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Saguaro had a 3-run lead going into the bottom of the 7th over at Sunrise Mountain on Saturday and saw the Mustangs score 4 times. Now with just the slimmest of margins trying to shut it down in the 7th. There's a strike to Smith as the runner at first, LaForce, goes to second. So now the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second. But the Tigers down to their final strike as Stephen Wright tries to finish it off here. The 1-2. And a ground ball to the right side. Gobbled up onto first base, and it's in time, and the SaberCats win their first of the 2013 season as Smith grounds out 4-3. No runs, no hits, and a couple of runners left here in the 7th inning. And Saguaro comes from behind to beat Gilbert by a score of 4-3. Unofficial totals on the ball game for Gilbert: 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and they leave 13 runners on base. For Saguaro, they score 4 runs, and they do it on 11 base hits. SaberCats commit 1 error, and they leave 6 runners on base. Austin Price takes the loss for the Gilbert Tigers, and the win goes to Stephen Wright as he comes on and throws 2 innings of shutout baseball to get the final 2 innings in the books for the SaberCats. And Saguaro scores 4 times in the bottom of the 5th inning to come from behind to beat the Gilbert Tigers. With the win, Saguaro goes to 1-2, and the loss drops Gilbert to 1 win and 3 losses. And that's how Gilbert will finish their pool play here in the Scottsdale Invitational. Saguaro with 1 more game to go. They'll be right back here at home on Tuesday, tomorrow, hosting the Arcadia Titans, a team that will come in 0-3. So that'll do it. Again, our final score, it's Saguaro 4 and Gilbert 3 from Saguaro High School in Scottsdale. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow when Saguaro hosts the Arcadia Titans.